Hey guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. I am back after a pretty long hiatus. Yeah, let's jump right into it. I'm playing a Graey Mega Collection 4 with jonswar, Keith, and def_k. Opening pack, I have to make note of Constable. I value Tutor a bit lower, seeing Constable here just because it's hard to get a lot of points out of both most of the time. So I could grab something like Bargaining Baker or look at something like Shearer. I think I'm just going to first pick Bargaining Baker. The ovens have become super pushed. The minor ovens have become super pushed. And I think Bargaining Baker is getting better because of that. All right. I'm probably not taking Tourist here. German by choice seems like a good option in a Constable game, but I think I'm taking Coal Investor over German by choice. Do I want to grab something like Dung Collector? Passing that to the Shearer is kind of sad, but I think Coal Investor. Getting 4 clay with Bargaining Baker in round 9 is kind of perfectly timed, especially if I have an oven that costs clay. Can build an oven that costs clay. All right, Winter Keeper. I can do the feed early thing. I could definitely play something like Forest Farmer. Do I want to buy resources all at once? Probably not. It is kind of a thing with Bargaining Baker. Buy the stone to make the stone oven, for example. Could just grab Forest Farmer. I think I'm gonna take Winter Keeper here though. Yeah, I think I take Winter Keeper. Whoa, Hill Farmer is still here. We've also got Apple Picker. Huh. Hill Farmer seems fun if I get like German by choice back. I would definitely want some payoff for Hill Farmer to play it really early. Yeah. Hmm. I think Building Planner is pretty weak. I think Building Planner is pretty weak. Do I want to play Childcare Worker? Not really. Birthday Cake Maker, whenever you take family go to get 5 food. You have to give other people stuff. Do I even play Grazier? Like maybe I play Grazier because like Bargaining Baker's not a crop source on its own. Could pick up like Building Planner or something. I don't know. I generally am not a fan of Building Planner. Yeah, don't want myself open up to trouble with Stage Star. I think I just take Tourist here. It might activate really late, but if I stay on 3 family members, I could play a Tourist like as a fourth family member. Hey, Rylocren, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I hope you've had a good holiday. It continues. That's good. Good that it's not over. So I've started after my trip to Europe. I definitely felt pretty inadequate on my language skills. I just thought that if I'm gonna go somewhere, that it'd be nice to have at least be at least functional, have at least a little bit knowledge of the language, study a little bit before I go. So I've been studying Japanese because I'm planning to go to Japan at some point. Probably is my next trip, although when that will be kind of depends on COVID somewhat. So, what am I doing with this hand? Am I playing Hill Farmer round one? So, this hand kind of wants to play like five Ox in the first four rounds. Um, and there's tension between Bargaining Baker and Hill Farmer. Because if I play Hill Farmer round one, then playing Bargaining Baker is yet another way to get food without getting myself towards building a room. Um, like, because if I open Hill Farmer into Plow, then is my round two like two reed three wood or two reed plow, and then my round three is Winter Keeper something, and my round four is Coal Investor. So then I play Bargaining Baker not until five, which is a little late. Ugh. I might get a fishing combo, so I'll take Pond Watchman here. Miners will decide. I do agree with that, yes. Okay, so Eel Farm is actually a thing. I don't need to take it here, but I can wheel it. Something like Gate seems okay in a constable game. Sugarcane. Whenever you sow grain on this card as if it were the field. You must exchange them for 3 food each. So plant a wood, you get a vegetable at the end. That doesn't seem too bad if I'm really set on doing the plow thing, which I'm not sure how set I am on doing the or sewing thing. I might do the plow thing without doing the sewing thing, possibly. Ooh, I'm really kind of uncertain about what to do here. Maybe I actually just take Eel Farm. Taking the Eel Farm turns out really well if I get a way to get cattle early for tourists. Because then Eel Farm Pond Watchman would get me the way to hold my one of each of the packs. Not the opening we wanted to see. No, definitely was hoping for Minor Oven. If I don't see any Minor Ovens, I might not play Bargaining Baker. That's definitely a possibility. Another, well, okay, this pack is better, but it's still not giving me the direction that I was hoping for. Um, Digging spade, nah. Mining hammer is solid. Mining hammer is a very solid miner. Could take mining hammer. Could take muddy waters. 3 point is good versus two stables. There's a world where I don't get to stone, right? Knowing about Constable, there's a world where I don't get to stone. I'll take Muddy Waters. Mining Hammer is not that good if you only get one stable out of it. It's quite weak if... Well, not weak, but just kind of whatever if you only get one stable out of it. So most of the time with a card like Coal Investor, I am looking to build multiple rooms. Ah, Thatcher's Legate. I don't have any read yet. When you play this card, if the number of completed harvests is equal to the number of occupations you played, you immediately get a food, a grain, and a vegetable. That seems awesome. And it's got 2 points on it. This seems incredible. There's also Cut Willow. This seems really good knowing about Constable. So what do I play? I play Winter's Keeper, Coal Investor. But then if I play Hill Farmer, this has to wait for a long time. Or Pond Watchman, it has to wait for a long time. I mean, I'm not committed to doing Pond Watchman at all. Thatcher's Legate seems strong. Except that I haven't seen... I've literally just passed on a reason to go to stone. Now with Coal Investor, usually I am planning to build a 4th room most of the time with the Coal Investor resources. But Harvest House seems... This seems good. Ah, treasure map. Oh. And hunger wall as well. And bookmark. Interesting. Treasure map is kind of in conflict with Hill Farmer a little bit. Because Hill Farmer, you really want to plow fields at 2 rooms. Whereas with Treasure Map, you don't usually want to play... You don't want to play 4 occupations and then play a bunch of miners and still be on 2 rooms. That's not a good... That's not a good game plan. But it might just be the pick anyways. Like, there's definitely a world where I just don't play Eel Farm. Seed Spitter is terrible with Treasure Map. Gardening set seems pretty bad with Harvest House and Bargaining Baker. Cherry Orchard, I have no idea if I actually play Cherry Orchard. It seems like that. So it's just kind of Gate or maybe Hash with Fries. Maybe Hash with Fries, but for Hash with Fries to be good, I need more than 1 cattle, which is not a guarantee. Is this a pick knowing about Constable? I don't know. This hand seems like it's really pushing me. This hand seems like it's really pushing me towards like playing safe on the Constable, but then getting a bunch of points otherwise, right? Like getting some points from Winterkeeper, getting some points with from Hash with Fries, right? It seems like this is a hand that should just be winning the Constable points, and if it's not, then something is really, really wrong. Milking Shed looks too expensive. Range. Non-bow with Eel Farm. I'm not guaranteed to play Eel Farm, but It just seems like with treasure map fencing, committing to a fencing plan that early is a bad idea. Dinghy falling out of the draft is good for me. Take clay or stone from an accumulation space, you receive a reed. Well, okay, wetlands plus digging spade. Take clay, get some food and a reed, build a bunch of clay rooms. Dinghy is a kind of a thing with Pond Watchman, but then I'm passing Dinghy, which not a thing you want to do. And I think I'm unlikely to play Pond Watchman. I really did not get the combo I was hoping for. If this could jump to a clay accumulation space and like combo with like digging spade wetland, maybe. Like cut willows for a good early start player miner. Yeah, I am kind of light on those. Um, yeah. This almost seems like what I want to do is play. The other thing I could do here is play Hill Farmer. Play Hill Farmer into Plow round one. Try to get Harvest House out, and before playing Winter Keeper in three. I could do something like that. And then play Coal Investor in four. And then playing Bargaining Baker early is not as important if I'm getting grain and vegetables in the ground early. But then I'm plowing two fields without treasure map, which makes that a lot worse. Yeah. Maybe I should just push for the first room. Knowing that Constable's in the game and I've got treasure map, if it's a late family growth and I push for the first room, I could have a pretty strong game. So this is kind of the moment of truth. Do I want to commit here? I do not have a start player second action. I think I'm just going to play Hill Farmer. I don't have a start player second action. I'm in the 3 seat. I think I just play Hill Farmer. Harvest House has to be before any is equal to the number of occupations you've played. Number of completed. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Yes, yes, yes. Equal to the number of completed harvests. Yes. Thank you. You're right. It has to come out before Ox. Yes. Thank you. Yes, it's much more likely that I play it in stage 4. Much more likely that I play it in stage 4, which I'm honestly okay with. Thanks, Mike. I missed that. I misread this card. Well, I don't think I misread it. I think I just internalized the way it works incorrectly. Def playing bookmark. Yeah, I think I will plow a field over taking 2 wood. 2 wood is just like a whatever action. Such a whatever action. Wishavan, what's my plan? I'm really not sure what my plan is. I'm kind of wanting to stay open and see what my opponents give me. Because I'm really not sure. Like if Keith takes one read here, like this could be it could be hard to build a room if Keith takes one read. Because I don't really ever want to start player in stage 1, not with Hill Farmer. So I'll take 2 read if it comes to me. I should call out constables in the game. So part of the reason that I'm kind of content with the small house line is that constable's in the game, and that I think Winter Keeper plus constable plus Winter Keeper plus constable plus like a reasonable scoring farm will be a lot of points. Keith takes 2 wood in each of the first 2 rounds after playing Basket Weaver. So there was upholstery in the draft. So Keith could be playing something like upholstery here and planning to get a bonus point from each of his plate improvements. There was also Thatcher's Legate, which I do think Thatcher's Legate is strong, but Harvest House seemed better for this specific game plan where it's possible I don't go to stone and it's possible I don't build a 4th room. And John with the round 2 Constable. Okay, good to know. Now we are all committed. I'll take 2 wood here. I do want to try to build the 1st room. With Def playing tutor there, I want to be able to take 3 wood and then build the 1st room. And John needs a Reedstone food action, which he's not guaranteed to get. Do we have a plan for a feeding engine this game? Bargaining Baker? Yeah, Bargaining Baker is an option. The Hill Farmer is a thing. The other thing that's kind of funny about Winter's Keeper is that if you grow in the round after playing Winter's Keeper, like it actually ends up kind of saving you a little bit of food, even though you have to play it early. So I'm not committed to any specific line yet. I'm still a TBD. I'm still a TBD. So Keith start player Thatcher's Legate into 4 clay. Yeah, so Keith yeah, my bargaining baker could be pretty sad if Keith goes for build. Um John might take 3 wood here. If John doesn't take 3 wood, then I do have the opportunity to build the 1st room. So I could do 3 wood into Winter Keeper and then round 4 um, build. But then I can't play Coal Investor anymore. I guess I could ask myself how important is Coal Investor? Like if Keith looks like he's going to build the clay oven, you know, if Keith looks like he's going to build the clay oven, then maybe it's not as important to me. I can also pass on this round of Winter Keeper. But I think with a Constable game, Winter Keeper seems like a solid option. Stop. It's my food timer. I'll have to be right back after this. This is definitely looking like a hand that wants late family growth. But then again, I also like do not have the miners to sit on start player. Not at all. I don't have the miners to sit on start player at all. It is a late family growth game, so I could just try to get by off of the backs of Hill Farmer getting the 1st room and then trying to have a reasonable Constable plus Winter Keeper game. Is that going to be enough? Like if Keith foregoes growing, which is, you know, Keith is unpredictable. So if it's a late family growth, then Def gets to grow in 8 with his tutor set up and his Reedstone food actions, you know. Am I beating Def in that line? Play Coal Investor, Winter Keeper can be later. I think if I'm going to play one of the two, I'm playing Winter Keeper. Like, Coal Investor is good. Coal Investor is good, but the Coal Investor makes my... Coal Coal Investor makes my Harvest House a lot more awkward. Harvest House a lot more awkward. I think I'm gonna play Winter Keeper here. I think I play that over Coal Investor. There's also a world where I play Plow into Coal Investor here, I guess. It's not impossible. And forgo building. Because John needs multiple food, right? John can't Reedstone food into build. What did John do instead? Did he take wood or something? I'm confused about what he's saying. He played Equestrian. First action was Fireplace into Equestrian. Okay. So Def will take 4 wood, and then I have to build. I guess I don't have to build, but Def should also have announced his Alk already, probably. Speculator. That's bad. My bargaining baker's in trouble. The Thatchers like it plus speculator. For me, the best use of speculator is for stone oven. Just because you get a ton of food in round 9, which is like a very key harvest. But yeah. I don't know yet what Def is gonna do. Maybe he builds the well or the pottery or the BMW. Or the clay oven. John for clay here. You're gonna play something that lets him turn clay into food? Def took Reedstone food. What is going on here? Alright, I'll plow and get 2 food. And if I have to build second action, I build second action. If I don't have to, then I can play Coal Investor. Be right back. John playing Hunger Wall. Perfect. This is perfect for me. This is absolutely perfect for me because this lets me build in 5 now, and I get to play Coal Investor. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. So now feeding in 6 requires a little bit of analysis. Actually, I have to look at Hunger Wall. Does Hunger Wall during each harvest? Okay. So how does Hunger Wall interact with Winter Keeper? You may take a feeding phase. If you do, skip your next feeding phase. So I think I can pay for the Hunger Wall in the harvest, but I can't do it when I'm taking the feeding phase, right? Because I'm not getting a harvest. I'm just getting a feeding phase. But the each harvest can play 1 clay instead of the required 2 food. So maybe that clay has to be paid in the feeding phase. You know what? Because I'm not actually getting food, am I? Instead of the required 2 food. Yeah, looks like. Yeah, looks like it's a Nombo with Winter's Keeper. Sure, I build either way. Because unless John was going to stable first action. Oh shit! Was I muted that whole time, Sensefall? I'm sorry. Um, yeah. So John building stables here. If he doesn't have an occupation that like immediately lets him grow, um, if I start player here, then I get first build in 6. Now this start player makes it like pretty impossible for me to ever get Winter's Keeper in round 6. But I should wheel a wood action. It looks like I wheel a 3 wood action, so. Problem is my long-term feeding is looking quite terrible. Thanks, Sensol. The other thing I was thinking about is Reedstone Food, because what I could have done is Reedstone Food Plow, then I get to Winter's Keeper in round 6, but then Keith or Def start player, and then I fall to the bottom of the family growth queue. Could it be Eris for John? It could be Eris for John. But he just built 3 stables, so it's not Eris. So whenever I take stone or clay, I get reed. So this pretty much guarantees, wetlands pretty much guarantees that I'm going to build a 4th room. So I really hope to see family growth flip in 6. If it doesn't flip in 6, then the 4th room is not great. Could use reed for those 2 miners. Yep. Could do that. We'll see. I mean, I could build the BMW. I just said my feeding is terrible, so. Okay. Unfortunately, 1 card short of playing Muddy Waters. Can't play Digging Spade yet. So no miner on family growth. Just played Enwall, 2 others live at home Sunday night. Enwall with Eel Farm really raised my interest on that card. It seems to be like you want Eel Farm in a game. So Eel Farm plus Tourist seemed reasonable to me. Because now I was looking for a way to hold my one of, like, getting a early cattle or boar, right? Most of the time you're trying for early cattle. But mostly it was just that the pack was not very good. Eel Farm and Hatch with Fries in a Constable game, I wasn't that excited about either of them. But it is a Constable game, so maybe the ability to cover the space will be relevant. Yeah. Weekend Worker. Whenever you reno, build a room. So he's trying to get cattle breeding here. And Keith grabs the sheep. Def takes start player to grow next round. 4 wood, I guess. Or do I want to... No, there's no way for me to feed here. I'm 1 food short. Even if I take a food action. Can I afford to not take food here? Do I have to take food here? What if I take like a Reedstone Reedstone food action with the plan of building the BMW? Wetlands seems pretty bad though if you're taking a bunch of Reedstone food. Like it seems a lot better if you're taking stone and reed at the same time. Or you're taking clay and reed at the same time. I do have Bargaining Baker available. Like I can take 4 clay. I think I'm okay to take this 4 wood. It's a bit risky, but I think I'm okay to take the 4 wood. Oh, grow. Oh, whoops. I'm sorry. My bad. Losing the plot of the game. No, no, no minor. Whoops. I'm totally losing the plot here. Yeah, I could take four food. Yeah, I could do that, Mike. Yeah, take fishing and then leave family growth fallow and then grow in 7 and save myself a couple food for winter's keeper. Yep, that is a reasonable line. I think growing here lets me do 4 clay bargaining baker clay oven, which is an appealing line because it gets me the clay that I can put a clay on hunger wall plus clay oven. Yeah. I'm on family growth. I think they didn't catch that. All right, I got to get back into the flow of things. It's been like a week and a half since I've played, so I got to get my mind sharpened again. Um, okay, pretty sure I have to take food here. I don't have to take food. I could take 4 clay. 4 clay and a reed. Yeah, 4 clay is okay because then if both the 4 food actions get taken, I probably wheel Awk and then I play bargaining baker and build the clay oven. That seems okay because we know Def's gonna grow. Keith is doing his typical try not to grow thing, which seems like he should be trying to grow. Keith Majors builds the BMW, you think, or the well? Maybe. Could also build the stone oven, like he did play Thatcher's like it. Yeah, I don't know. Hey Joe, welcome. Yeah, I think the growth ends up being correct specifically because I wheel a 4 food action here, most likely. Um, but yeah, it was actually closer than I was probably giving it credit for. Because the game is like reasonably hungry when sheep flips in 4, but I think Hunger Wall is going to alleviate that quite a bit, right? Hunger Wall is going to make the game pretty food plentiful, I would guess. So Looks like I get the clay oven, unless Def builds it with his first action with 0 grain. So I think I'm okay to play Bargaining Baker here. Because even if Keith majors, I still get fish back. And now I'm ready to do stuff like play treasure map. Hey, Keith is gonna start player. Okay, so he's gonna try to build. All right, perfect. Clay to wall and bake. Feed 6. Okay, so I think the next question is, can I get this Winter's Keeper back on track and feed in round 8? It pretty much requires another bake action. It requires a bake action, most likely. Which is just literally like take grain, bake. Seems bad. Or get 3 stones, or get 2 stone and 1 clay somehow. Seems unlikely. So it seems like I'm missing it this round at least. So maybe try to use it again in 9 and then try to use it in 10, most likely. If I can get fish, sure. Yeah, if I can get fish. That's a good point. This has been slow, and I've contributed to that. Yeah. I'll blame it on going downstairs for food. And being rusty. Rilo Kren, 2 years. Wow. 24 months, 2 years with the Prime sub. That's incredible. Rilo Kren, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Amazing. That's definitely the first person in 2 years on this channel. So, yeah, that means a lot. And thanks for, always tuning in and being positive. And I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Rilo Kren. And congratulations on family growth. Thank you. Hey, Joe. Subtrade hype. Joe with the Prime sub. 16 months. Awesome. Awesome, Joe. Thank you so much. 16 months. Now that's longer than 1 month per round, even with the hidden 15th round. Joe, thank you so much for your sub. I really appreciate it. And congratulations on family growthing. Thanks, guys. Okay. So I got fishing, so I can grow with Winter Keeper. I could play Treasure Map to start getting that out. which seems okay. Especially because if I play treasure map, I very likely get a 6 wood action next round. HIKLJ with the prime sub, 19 months, hype indeed. HIKLJ, the very first sub on this channel. Thank you very much for continuing it. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And congratulations on family growthing. And Sanswall with 200 bits. Let's go indeed. Well, I was planning on doing a long stream today, but you guys have just said I have to do a long stream today. I was thinking about 24 hours, but I don't know if I could do. I don't know if I'm up for 24 hours. I have to see. I have to see. I could do a 24-hour stream. I could absolutely do a 24-hour stream. The question is just like how much do I want to wreck myself for the next bit of time? 12 to 16 is good. Yeah, 24 hours is very long. Yeah, I can build and grow next round because unless John, John is out of moves, right? So if I take 4 read, start player treasure map, I can build and grow in round 9. It would mean leaving all of these good piles of wood on the board, which I'm not so excited about. But I think it's the play. I have to take the 4 read first. But yeah, I think it is the play. And then Hill Farmer looks pretty bad, but growing again, getting a food from Birthday Cake Maker, you know, it's okay. It's okay. It's not the worst thing. For the miner, I play on Family Growth. I guess it's just Muddy Waters. I guess I could play Eel Farm. If I play Eel Farm, where do I want to put this stuff? Not sure. Ooh, Sallow Girl, very nice here for Def. Sallow Girl, really good here. Constable already on the table. The only thing Def's missing is wood, and I mean, it looks like Def gets a 6 wood action next round. Right? Because I have to start player here. Feed 6 to feed the harvest. And Def's going to grab an improvement with Speculator. Def is always missing wood, though. That's nothing new. Yeah. Well, certainly, probably what's happened is he said it's okay to go low on wood because there will be wood available in this game, which seems likely to be true. Def gets to build a well. Gonna go ahead and windmill slam a room here. Wells in chat. Let's see Wells in chat from all those subs. Yes, there we go. Do I think John builds a wood room here? No, but he might build a clay room. Right? He could reno and build a clay room. Right? Because you'd have to pay 2 clay. So he renos, yeah, he could reno and build. So that's why I have to first action build. How did Def reno twice? Yes, Stonehouse Reconstruction. Yeah. So 4 wood comes back. And then the next question is, can I feed in round 10? Which is probably going to require a cooking hearth. So if the 4 wood doesn't come back, I could take 8 clay, and then I build a cooking hearth, and then I could take an animal action, maybe. John is leaving me the 4 wood, though, so I think I will take the wood. Horse-drawn boat is like the kind of revised animal pen, somewhat. Although you have to make a way to hold the sheep. Def will pay me. Yeah, Def will pay me, but he might not pay me a food. He might not pay me a food. He might pay me a clay, for example. But I'm kind of okay with that because I have lots of actions here, and I have like probably two more miners to play, so I'm not super worried about missing one proc, one field proc. I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, hype train, hype, hype. Yeah, Def might give me a building resource for sure, and so that I can't afford to pay for the miner. But that's okay. Oh, I had to grow there. Oh, because he did. Oh, I missed that. So John did first action. Okay, I missed that. John did first action. Reno. That was a mistake by me. I actually think it's not the end of the world. I actually think it's not the end of the world because growing next round, now I can actually get the food. Warm up game for the 24-hour stream. Yeah, I'm not paying attention to what my opponents are doing. I assumed I was going to be able to Reno last action or grow last action. I missed that John was going to build here. Or John was going to yeah, I missed that John built first move. That was just a mistake by me. Um hmm. So what I could do is I could take stone first. I could take two stone last action, two stone in a reed, and then I could first action build the stone oven next round. Could do that. But if Keith will Reno stone oven, right? It looks like that's what he'll do to me. So then the stone oven is gone. Hmm. Well, then I build the BMW with this resource, I guess. Def has to pay John something. Hype train derailed me. No, I derailed me. I derailed me. He plays the BMW. Okay. Alright, I'm happy to build the stone oven. Totally happy to build the stone oven. Alright, so I want to set up to play Harvest House in 12. I need more food than my single clay action. My clay action is not, sorry, my stone oven does not feed me fully. I'm going to need 7 food. So I could just take a grain. Feels bad to take a grain when I can get a grain by like building the cooking hearth, for example, but it's what I could do is just take a grain. I'm guessing Def is going to grab 3 wood first move here. He's going to start making sure he gets plenty of wood. So did the shearer get all the way to... So shearer was in my opening pack? I think shearer was in my opening pack. So Keith has shearer then? Or no, Def... Yeah, Def took tutor. John has constable. So Keith took shearer. I was going to say, it looked like maybe John has shearer, but no. I wonder if eel farm's acceptable here. Because eel farm is like taking 2 wood. Taking fishing is like taking 2 wood for this hand. Because it reduces the amount of wood I have to spend on fencing, and it also, like, it reduces the wood I have to spend for one fence directly, and reduces the number of spaces I have to cover. So if I played fishing, let's imagine I did stone oven, And then last action, fished after playing Eel Farm. I don't have to pay any food, so I would have 7 food, which would let me winter keep here. Okay, I'll do that. And then, yeah, I'll start filling my farm with eels so that I don't have to worry about spending so much wood. Yeah. Yeah, this is very much a warm up game. Yeah. Yeah, I am absolutely asleep at the wheel here. I'm riding the train, which is maybe not such a good idea. All right, let's try this. So what am I targeting now for Winter Keeper? If I hit each of the next 2 opportunities, I get 3 points. Okay, that's reasonable. It's only 1 fewer point to 12 versus 13 though. It's only a 1 point difference. So I'll have to keep that in mind. That it's only a 1 point difference there. Def paid me an F. Okay. I'll buy a field then with the food from Def. Because the birthday cake maker does activate on the family growth, so I decide on the miner after. So I do get to respond to that and buy a field. So yeah, I'll get to 5 fields. I'll try to get the stone. Def being in stone and the other 2 it being in clay already seems positive for that. Although if John tries to activate weekend worker again, that does raise some questions for me. He might end up taking a bunch of stone. All right, so I want to play Harvest House in 12. I want to get more grain because I need grain for feeding. Um, yeah, still stuff to do. The fact that I can hunger wall twice, if I give up a point, the fact that I can hunger wall twice more if I give up the point is actually quite appealing. Because hunger wall twice plus 1 more fishing action, 1 more 2 food fishing action plus 2 hunger walls, that's 6 food. That's significant. That's pretty significant actually. Then if I can pull off hash with fries, that's 11 food. So I need like 1 more grain baked in total, or a little bit more, like not very much more food on top of that. Hmm. Interesting to think about. Map it up. Yes. So I need, if I'm going to do that, I need 5 more clay. If I play Muddy Waters, I'd have to play Muddy Waters this round to get clay and 14 for Hunger Wall and be able to take 4 clay, which is probably worth considering. Yeah, so then if I do that, I'm definitely trying to get by without a cooking hearth. The cooking hearth coming with the grain makes it not such a bad option. It does come with a reed, although the reed is useless. So if I want to play a miner this round, if I really want to play Muddy Waters this round, I guess I do this. And no miner. So if I play Hash with Fries in 14 and play Harvest House, that's my 5 fields there. Yeah, so I think it looks like I'm taking 2 cattle first action next round over anything else. If family growth flips, I have to seriously consider family growth. But certainly I take the 2 cattle over plow sow. This looks like German by choice for Def. Yeah, so Def will have a nice scoring farm. I guess I could build another room. If I took clay again, I could consider building another room. Take 4 clay next round, and then build and play Harvest House. I have the reed for it. Boy, I wish I had um, that reed per improvement card. If I was getting a bonus point and a field on these miners, I'd feel a lot better about this game. And I did miss a minor improvement action, so I could have slotted it in easily. But I wasn't even set on playing Wetlands for a long time, so. So if I get to 9 wood, then I can make 4 pastures. If I get to 10 wood, that's 4 pastures plus harvest house. So got to keep that in mind that I do need a little bit more wood. Unless I heal farm twice more, which I guess I could. If I eel farm twice more, do these two or these two. One, two, let's say these two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 3 pastures. That might be cheaper. It might be cheaper defense 6 than defense 9. And take, but might be cheaper defense 6 and take another fishing versus fence 9 and not. John playing Clayfirer to get the stone for his stone reno. So getting the stone should actually be pretty easy, it looks like. Yeah, I think I'm not building another room. I could fish here. take a cattle and fish, or take 2 wood and fish. I think I'm taking the cattle next round. I think I am taking the cattle next round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so I'm not taking 2 wood because I want to take 3 wood. Let's take a cattle and fish. Because the fish is about as good as fish is about as good as taking 2 wood. Seems like. Is this right? Am I supposed to be taking 2 cattle next round? I think I'm taking 2 cattle next round. I'm not taking the cattle here. So then what am I taking? A grain action? Grain action so that I can actually feed in the future? So that I can do a sow bake and actually bake? Yeah. Okay. Oof. So family growth, I think, makes it close with the cattle. But I think with the hash with fries, I'm taking the 2 cattle. Taking the 2 cattle because then I wheel a 3 wood action and then I can play like Reno Harvest House this round. And then do a sow bake action. Sow a grain and a vegetable, bake a grain. Yep, that seems like the line to me. If I do that line exactly, Reno, Harvest House, sow bake, 3 wood, I would not be in a position to winter keep. I would be 1 food short. No, 2 food short, assuming that I play a miner or get a field off of Harvest House. So I would not be able to harvest, so then I would skip on Winter Keeper here. Then it would only be worth 2 points. But then I'd be able to Hunger Wall in each of the last 2 rounds, which is a goal. Yeah, I think it's worth it. It looks to me like John is going to try to Reno and build a stone room. So I'm not too worried about hitting Reno fence. I think I'll be able to get there. I also think there's a chance that I get 4 stone next round. I think that's also possible. The Def probably plows here. Unless he has an alternative way of plowing with maybe if he got the dung collector, he might not plow here. Yeah, he plays or start player herb garden. Yeah, so I would guess he's got some plow help, and I'm gonna guess that it's herb dung collector. Because yeah, John needs to plow, Keith needs to plow. Although Keith might not be doing a plan that leads to the constable points, which when constable hits the table, you have to go for the constable points. It's just very unlikely that you can score enough otherwise. That it's just very unlikely that other forms of scoring will be worth more because the 5 points added to a bunch of 2-point moves, like that, almost always makes it better. Let's pay food for a field. F for I, and then get FGV. That right? Keith finally plows. Def takes 2 sheep, maybe. Like, I think Keith has shearer, but it's Keith, you never know. You can never tell with Keith what he's up to. And similarly, like, I'm pretty sure I have to sow bake this round because, like, I can't trust Keith not to sow bake next round. Even though he would only be sowing one field, and I don't really think he has the moves for it if he wants to get the constable points, but you never know. So we could see John take the stone here. John takes the stone, then I need to take 2 stone twice to get Reno in 14. Which is doable, but probably not going there. Probably not going there. It's unlikely that I wouldn't have other stuff to do. Probably I will have other stuff to do. John fencing here is perfect. I am very happy to see John fence here. And I will go ahead and sow bake. So if I just didn't get a field, I could get a point out of Winterkeeper here. But I think it's alright. And I don't early feed. So Winter's Keeper ends up being 2 points only. But my farm is looking pretty different from how I was thinking. Like, I was thinking this is going to be a 3-house farm, Trigger Hill Farmer on every treasure map proc. Even with, like, maybe drop Coal Investor. But when I was forced to play Wetlands, then it just became really easy to get enough reed to build the fourth room. And I think it was probably correct to go for it. Go ahead and grab the 4 stone here, which is pretty nice. So 4 stone, fish. 4 stone, fish, fence. I can fence after I take fishing. Maybe take a boar or a sheep instead. Fish, fence, boar, sheep. Yeah. That looks like the line. John has all 3. Def is missing a cattle. Keith is missing all 3. The question now for me is, does John fill up his farm? So if John has Dung Collector, John might take a 1 sheep or a 1 cattle action to play Dung Collector, right? Because he does need 3 more fields. And he has Manure Shoveler. Manure Shoveler likes Dung Collector quite a bit. Grab the animals first to make sure you get Constable. I have 2 cattle already. Yeah, so I'm not worried about it. I could first action. I could pretty easily first action take the animals that I'm missing next round. And then I'm looking for Reno improvement in 14, play hash with fries. Get my final field. Def start player, nada. So Def needs Dung Collector here. Which he may or may not have. I don't remember the packs well enough to answer that. His first two picks are Speculator Silo Girl for sure. And then he takes Tutor out of my pack, but I think Dung Collector was in my second pack, I think. Could just take an animal here. I don't really think fishing is contested. And if fishing gets taken, then I get 3 wood back, most likely. And fencing is uncontested, so... should be good. Maybe take a sheep because of shear? Maybe? Yeah, this was definitely just a pile of cards, and I'm not sure how reasonably I've piloted it, but certainly with Constable in the game, my score will be reasonable. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure how competitive I actually am with Def, because he does have Tutor, and if he plays Dung Collector here, like that's probably just he's won, right? Yeah. Yeah. It was always going to be hard to beat Def when he's seated after Keith, because with Keith in the game, you know he's not going to go for family growth in order, so Def gets to grow a round earlier, and then his card quality is a lot higher because Keith does not usually draft. Doesn't draft with he doesn't value cards the same way that some other players value them. Could take 3 wood. 3 wood is an extra point compared to fishing because it's an extra pasture, but the 2 food is probably worth a point. Are you coming in? Leave by yourself. You can come in and sit with me. Yeah. I fence 6 like that. Feed 8. C for wall. So I play Reno hash with fries, and I take a sheep. I can afford to family growth. Because I have hash with fries put me at 8, hunger wall puts me at 10. I pay a food for my field, and I can family growth. So probably I have to take the sheep with my first move though. Can't risk those going by. I think I've used wall twice. Yeah. All right, so I can start giving myself some points. I don't think it's too much of a giveaway to give myself the constable points, but I guess I'll wait on that. This turned into a reasonable game. You said surprised HKLJ. I was playing kind of loose, but the thing is, I got the first family growth, so this kind of whatever pile of cards with first family growth ends up being decent. So Def's gonna grab the cattle here. So John could family growth. If John doesn't family growth, I'd be happy. Because then I can family growth. And then my last action could be taking a point from vegetable or boar. John's the one with German by choice. Okay, so if Def doesn't have an occupation with points to play at the end, that's a good sign. That's a good sign if he does not have that. I get a food here from Def, presumably. I can eat a grain instead of feeding the hunger wall. Yeah, I don't have to feed the hunger wall. So yeah. So I want vegetable or boar. Those are my two 1 point actions remaining to me. And I get one of them. Good. Since Reno hash with fries is uncontested. Probably Keith will take 2 stone and then Reno fence. But maybe he'll plow and then regular fence. Yeah, plow and then regular fence is better for Keith. But well, is that better? 3 points versus 2 points because he's not actually getting the because Keith is not actually getting the points from the thing. Keith is not actually getting the points from Constable, so the field doesn't actually matter. He could also fence 12 and then 3 if he was close on Constable, which he isn't. John played Family Growth Straw. I'll take a veg. Two empty spaces with Constable. I guess John just grew way too late. I don't know when he took weekend worker, but seems like he just grew way too late. I think as John, if you're committed to the weekend worker line, you John was like, well, everybody saw Constable, so I may as well play it. But he played a 4 wood Ock into not growing, into not like he played a 4 wood Ock into 3 stables, which seems questionable to me. Um, I'll pay a food for a field. And then 8 food, G, feed 9. 55 for def. I don't think I'm getting to 55. Plus 9? No, plus 11. Nope, tie. I tie with def here. Well, tying with def is a pretty big accomplishment given 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 the seating arrangement here. I am very happy with that. I'll take it. So 43 for John, 55 Keith blank, 55. $33 for Keith. So 43, 55, 33, 55. Well, I made a couple mistakes, but they worked out in the long run. Like, for example, getting the stone oven ends up being pretty important. Being able to react to Keith building the BMW instead of the stone oven was kind of weird. Like, I don't know why in particular he wanted the BMW, but I guess Thatcher's like it. It triggered Thatcher's like it. So, all right. Well, GG. I'll take a short break and do another game. See you guys in a bit.